Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the new cup here. I'm not sure if people are interested in this one. If you are, feel free to leave a like on the video as well here. Let me know down below if you want to see more content towards this little cup. The Element Cup is back again. The Element Cup has the benefit of being insanely fast, and this is one of the teams here as well that's going to get the wins done quickly. I definitely went way positive with this team. I might actually still drop like sometimes a tiny bit of elo. The reason for this though is I went I think 3 or 4 times into the wrong league with this team and ended up battling in the Open Great League with my Scralp. So yeah, it was maybe not the smartest idea, but generally I definitely went way positive with this team. Definitely something I would recommend you. There are things that maybe could be changed and better. There was sometimes the weakness of Chinchou, which I didn't expect that people would be running it as much, but still, sometimes we were still able to still deal with this Pokemon. We only have one here, for example, Chinchou with the bubble. They wrote me afterwards as well that they didn't want to run bubble on it, which makes sense. Like, if you want to run Chinchou, it's because of Spark, literally, like because you want to have electric type coverage, which you don't really have with any other Pokemon. There's basically next to no electric and grass type. There's only the Rotom grass type, and that wouldn't be allowed here. And then I guess you have the, what's called the Volt Orb, the Hisuian form there, but I don't think that has really great moves. So I think it just has Charge Beam and Tackle or something like this. So yeah, there's no really good grass and electric type. So if you want to have electric type coverage, you need to go for Chinchou. That's the only real good Pokemon that you have as an option here. Anyway, because they didn't have the right moveset, we were able to have actually a very solid matchup here. We're going to be able to align ourselves correctly, and with that, we're going to be able to win the battle. Next up, we're going to have Pumpkaboo against us. A great lead for us as well here. We're going to have some super effective fast move pressure coming through. As I sub onto the Shellos, and you see already on how low the Shellos is just on the bite damage of Carvanha. I think Carvanha is a little bit maybe too squishy though for the meta. It's a lot of fun to play though. It makes battles very, very fast. There are certain Pokemon that you really completely destroy with this Pokemon, which is kind of hilarious. And so I definitely did enjoy playing it. It is just literally paper thin. This is the ultimate glass cannon for this meta, and you have to be aware of that. So like you have to be fast as well if people stop into a decent answer to this Pokemon. Here, actually, yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a... No, we actually don't really have a weakness for Ducklet. We have like 2 Pokemon that can definitely deal with it, with both Carvanha as well as our Scralp here. And so I'm definitely kind of okay against this Pokemon. We should be able to take a hit here as well, unless they're going to go for the Brave Bird, which I highly doubt is going to be the Aerial Ace coming through here. And we will see as well that the opponent decides to forfeit. Chinchou's coming in next. We're going to have that triple weakness to, the electric typing. As we have a triple water team, water type Pokemon are just superior in this current meta. Because water types, like there are just so many water types that can deal with grass type Pokemon. And of course you already deal with fire type Pokemon. And then if you deal with grass type Pokemon as well, you're usually able to deal with other water type Pokemon because you rely on like either poison or bug type damage with that one. So like, yeah, water types are just superior in this meta. But as we will see here as well, we're going to see that the Scralp is such a good Pokemon here. Scralp is such, I don't know, broken Pokemon, I wouldn't really say. It's not like broken by anything, but like it's definitely such a fun Pokemon to run. It's very, very fast, and also Dewpider definitely was worth it building. By the way, I actually built every single Pokemon here in this team just for the video. I didn't have any of them built before, which is a bit silly to build 3 Pokemon for a little cup, especially because they're all quite expensive. But I didn't use my second charge move on the Dewpider at 50,000 Stardust. It wasn't worth it in my opinion, not for Mirror Code. So I'm kind of happy just having the Bubble Beam and Bug Bite. That's all that you really need there. And you don't need to have a second charge move on your lead either. Just go for a Poison Fang, and this is going to be the best way you can play this Pokemon. To be fair, then again, you could also go for the Aqua Jet. Like, both of them are totally alright to have. Like, no matter which one of the charge moves you have, it's fine. But you just need one. I don't think I got a single time to a charge move with my lead there. I just never had a matchup where I was able to get there in time. So it was very silly by me to even use the 60,000 to get the extra charge move on the Carvanha. But maybe if Little Cup comes back again eventually as well, I can give it a try again there. But yeah, you basically just need the fast move pressure. You really just rely on the fast move pressure. You could go for Snarl on Carvanha, which learns as well. But then again, you kind of get rid of the main gimmick of this Pokemon. This Pokemon is supposed to be insanely speedy to get to those charge moves and try to win like very fast with those with a fast move off Bite. Bite is just like such a bad move in order to generate energy. Anyway, we're going to see here Litwick. Litwick is honestly, it shouldn't be an issue. We have a triple water team, and we have a Pokemon in the lead that completely just farms down in no time. But I was never able to align myself correctly there. So what I could see as well is that maybe it is best to have Carvanha in the back in order to counter like Pokemon that usually are used as Saisops, like the Slowpoke, or yeah, here for example as a closer, a lot of people run the Litwick. And so yeah, here we're gonna struggle sadly in this matchup, but if we just had better alignment, it would have been better. The opponent stops here into the Fungus, and as we will see, this is going to be the matchup where I maybe actually get to a move here. Let's see. We're going to be able to go for a shield, Body Slam coming through, we can go for the full farm down, and we have a move slot, so this is the only time we actually can go for a move, and I do think it's better to go for the Poison Fang. You just weaken them for the next matchup afterwards, which is so much more important. They have Lick here as a fast move, and all the charge moves should be resisted by our Deep-Hitter, and because the opponent is now debuffed in terms of their defense, I will be able to do so much fast move pressure, and that's exactly what I tried to go for here. They are going to go into their Chinchou, but while yes, Chinchou is going to be a bit of a tough matchup, we are going to still be able to go for the Bubble Beam here, and we still can get the debuff onto them, and we see already, we do actually more fast move pressure now than they do against us, which is kind of hilarious. And this is the thing as well, if Deep-Hitter doesn't have something to resist the bug type damage against it, it's such a broken Pokemon, it just does so much damage, and we can just go for a shield here. It is going to be the Bubble Beam, well played there. They're gonna go into this here, but I do think we're still gonna be alright here. As Icy Wind is coming through, we're going to be able to go for one more charge move here, but I do think that I wouldn't see P-tie. Skrelp doesn't seem to be very bulky, and so I decided to swap out here into my Carvanha just to clear up the 2 debuffs that I had on my Pokemon. This will allow me now to knock them out with the Awkward Tail here easily, and we can now move on to the next opponent, where we'll face off against a Shadow Ducklet. And this is just a matchup you can play out. You're going to be able to win this one if you shield, but I don't want to shield here, not with the HP that I have left. I think you're at least going to be able to win there. And I can just get some energy now with my Skrelp, and now I am actually in most likely more of a better position here than the opponent, because what I can do is I can just go for the charge moves here, and I have like basically covered against everything in the meta with a Skrelp. Skrelp doesn't really have a hard counter. The worst counter it has is actually Shellos. And Shellos, again, also is still taking neutral damage from your charge move. So if you have energy on that Skrelp, you're going to be always in a very good position. And so here, we will see the Bubble Beam coming through against the Fungus. We will have another Bubble Beam coming through as well. And here we see as well what Deep-Hitter can do with all the energy that it has. Well, yes, it would have been cool to have like Mirror Coat here in order to do some super effective damage against the Fungus. Just dropping the opponent's attack the entire way is so helpful as well, as now we can even take a hit here quite easily onto our more squishy Skrelp, and we can go for nearly the full farm down against the opponent. They're going to go for the charge move still, but I can just farm them down with the Bug Bite of Deep-Hitter, and it's going to be again a very good game. And yeah, the video here is only around like 13 minutes, but we have like, I don't know, 11 or 12 battles in this, which kind of showcases on how fast this team actually is. It is ridiculous on how fast this team can, play basically. Here we will see that we both swap out into Skrelp at the same time. I just go straight for the Awkward Tail, just maybe I could maybe deny the opponent's fast move, but I couldn't, which is alright then. But they decided very likely to go into the, for the Sludge Bomb here. But I was thinking that they should still need a little bit more time to get to their own Awkward Tail, but sadly we see a P-tie here, which kind of forced me to use a shield. Not too sure if this is smart or not. The opponent is still having 2 shields here basically. But I can get the KO. I know that there's one more Pokemon that I can farm down as well. And they have the Lilyp here, which is going to be a bit of a trickier one. We can go for another charge move. They use a shield and I can swap on into my Deep-Hitter. They have super effective coverage though against us, which is going to be the tough one here. Ancient Power is coming through. They swap on into the Ducklet. I have to go for a charge move here, but I'm not too sure if this is going to work out at all for us. They decide to actually let the move go, allowing me to farm them down. And they got the boost, by the way, from the Ancient Power. If they stayed in, they would have been in a way better spot. But we have them already kind of low. And funnily enough, we see now the power of Carvanha here. But look at this. We can just fully farm them down. All that HP and like 4 bites there. And this is going to be it for this battle. After the recent change, I was hoping that they would run Ember on their Slanted. But they're running Poison Jab, which I don't know if it's better or not. Honestly, I don't. But Slanted is a very difficult Pokemon to get, I think, for this one. But I think we had recently a quest encounter for it. So I think, like, from the think from the Go Tour ticket there or whatever. But I think it's like now kind of available for everyone. Yeah, definitely have like one here as well below. So yeah, Slanted, interesting Pokemon. I do think it learns Ember, definitely does learn Ember as well. But yeah, we see here again a boost from Ancient Power, like what the hell, Leap, and we have a Shellos on the back, and this looks really good for us. The thing with Shellos is, you're gonna take here, we don't really take any damage from the fast move at all. It's gonna be a Mud Slap, which is resisted. It has a Body Slam as their charge move, which is not really a great move anymore, which is, by the way, good that Body Slam is kind of nerfed like this. And we just don't really take damage from them. And so I'm really happy about this matchup here right now. I can let the move go. I keep the shield for my Skrulp because while Skrulp takes super effective fast move pressure from the opponent and Skrulp is squishier, Skrulp has still energy and we just need to go for one move here. And as you see as well, their fast move doesn't really do damage anymore after all the debuffs that they have now on themselves. And we can now easily win this battle. Binacle, interesting Pokemon as well here. I do think that Binacle has a lot of play in the current meta, and we see here already this Pokemon is going to be able to win the Zero Shields and end up with a ton of energy. They swap out into their Skrulp, and I kind of want to go for a Bubble Beam first in order to try to debuff them, so I have a better matchup with my own Skrulp there afterwards, especially as it's going to put them also into range where just one Awkward Tail is most likely enough to knock them out. As we will see, we can just go for a Shield here, Sludge Bomb is coming in, and we can go for another shield, I want to say, but I can just no shield here. I guess it's going to be another Sludge Bomb. Now we can definitely overfarm because they have 0 energy at this point. And we can just go ahead, go for another Awkward Tail. This is going to be alright. We can get the KO here. In comes the Binacle again. We are going to be able to use a shield. Can we go for the full farm down? Let's see here. They're going to go into the Chinchou though, and this is going to be sadly game over. Chinchou at this point is just impossible for us to deal with. Interesting team though, because they're quite weak to any kind of grass type Pokemon. But yeah, let's move on to the next opponent. So, focus against us here. This is a thing as well. Like, we have in theory a triple weakness to grass and electric because there are 3 water types. We actually kind of cover up at least the grass type weakness quite well with this team. Here I was thinking I would still get to the Poison Fang, which would have forced a shield from the opponent, but I didn't, and this makes it all a little bit more awkward. And I'm forced to go for a shield here because if it's a Brave Bird, I just completely lose the battle on the spot, and so I need to get them a little bit lower. Bug Bite is not going to do enough against that Ducklet, and so we can go for the Awkward Tails here, which is going to be great for us, but yeah, like they're going to go and knock us out now most likely, and now it's all down to Tupider. Aerial is coming through here, we see the swap into the Wooper, and this still gives us play with the Tupider. We have a little bit of lag here as well before. This is something I definitely realize now. Especially for like the last few battles, there was a little bit of those hiccups, but it's alright. I don't think it really changed any of the games today, which is cool. And it's definitely way more enjoyable and playable than in the last entire month, where we had a lot of issues with the game. So yeah, I'm kind of happy about the current state. It's still not perfect though. Anyway, we got to see here, Boys, I'm coming through, doesn't do a lot. I can go for a charge move against Fungus, and I know that they get to their next charge move in 2 more fast moves, but I wanted to catch also the fast move damage of them here, but this all kind of more lost me the battle. I'm not too sure if I had a chance of winning it with KOing them here. I do think I did, but yeah, I messed up the battle myself at the end. Hopefully you enjoyed this video though. This is a very fast team. If you want to see my Element Cup, let me know down below, and I will see you then. Bye bye.